Let's make the world's smallest spaghetti meatballs and garlic bread meal in my miniature kitchen. For those of you who are new here, I've just recently gotten into miniature cooking. So this is only the second time ever I'm using this kitchen and I'm really excited. We're going to be creating our tomato sauce from scratch. Yes, we're going to be using an actual tomato, and we're going to be using the world's tiniest blender to make it into a sauce. So we're going to be using real ingredients to make the tiniest foods ever. And yes, I know you see the kitchen sink here and you're probably wondering, does it work? The answer is yes. Look at it, it does work. Now, the last time we cooked something, which was a miniature omelet, I really had a hard time with the heat level because it just wasn't hot enough. So many of you Grains actually recommended that I prop it up and make the wick smaller. So we're gonna see if that works for today. And interestingly enough, the spaghetti and meatball recommendation was by you. Many of you requested, weirdly enough, one of the top requested things was spaghetti and meatballs. So make sure that you do leave a comment down below for what other tiny recipe do you want me to try next. I'm really good at cooking, but really bad at baking, so if you're going to recommend any kind of desserts, please make sure that they are beginner friendly. And to help this video in the YouTube universe, please remember to like and share this video. It really will help me continue make more of these videos. Before we begin, I do have a personal announcement to make, and I wanted to say that we finally have our very own Coloring Pages kit. Ah yes, as you can see, we have the Creatures of Darkness coloring kit that comes with 22 absolutely gorgeous illustrations that are made by Sarah Rose based on my sculptures. So if you've seen any of my sculptures that I've made in previous videos, they've been come to life in a villain Disney-esque type style. Yes, we have digital versions too.
Jackie, what comes in the bundle?
Ah, I am glad you asked. In the physical bundle, you will be getting 22 gorgeous illustrations in a folder that are on thick cardstock paper. You'll also be getting a 12-color exclusive pencil set that I've chosen. They are so buttery smooth. They go beautifully on the paper. And yes, they also have the color names right on there. You'll also be getting my exclusive Viviva Watercolors color palette. We chose these colors specifically for these illustrations. And yes, they do include silver and gold as well. These colors are so vibrant, absolutely gorgeous. Another of the exclusives is you will be getting washi tape to keep your paper down when you're doing any kind of watercolor. And yes, it is still with the theme darkness and colors. And yes, the characters on there are from the illustrations that are in the set. And of course, in order to do watercolor, we have water brushes. These nylon brushes also have a compartment where you can put water to make it easier for you to paint on the go and even to keep painting as less messy as possible. Look, it's painting. I can't take responsibility. For this entire physical bundle, it is $39.99. But if you just want the digital download, it is $22.99, which gets it to about $1 a page. And here's a beautiful illustration done none other by Muse Kits. You can see the colors are just vibrant and gorgeous, and these were not done digitally. These were actually done with the materials in this kit. However, if you do want both the digital and physical copies, it is $49.99. Yes, you are getting a $75 value for a lot less. So you're getting both physical and digital. And the digital copies are available to download immediately, and the physical copies are ready to ship in 2 business days. So if you're ready to get yours, we do have a lot less stock this time. I will link down below, as well as the pinned comment. And if you want even more details of what's in this kit, I will be releasing a super fully detailed video on Sunday. On to the main content. Let's go. I know that some of you have noticed the fridge over here. Does it work? The answer is no, but I did put some ice in there to keep the stuff in here cold. So it is kind of cold. I just removed the ice just now. So we do have, for the meatballs, we do have a container of meat over here. And we have our tomato, we have garlic, we do have oil, and all our seasoning is over here. Now, believe it or not, we're going to be using recipes that I actually cook at home. So if this is something you want to try, go for it. These are just flavors that I like. So today we're going to be using onion powder, paprika, and of course the usual salt and pepper. Okay, now, the reason I have a tape down here is just because when mine was made, it was a little loose. So I should be getting a new stove pretty soon. But for now, we're gonna make do with what we have. Why are people racing on my street? So I made this tiny platform out of aluminum paper, so it should be able to go in like so. But of course, we're going to put in our tea candles. Many of you also recommended a camping type of blue type fire. I did buy these, I'm just waiting for them. So we should be able to put our tea candle over here and light it and then put it right under. Hopefully that's going to give us a stronger kind of heat, because I didn't want to wait 45 minutes to make an omelet. I don't want to do that again. Now the struggle here is because I do have pretty big fingers. I do call them sausage fingers. So let's hope that this is gonna go well, because now it is cooking time with Nerdy. So we have our heat, and let's go ahead, light you up. Voila. Shove you in there. Oh no, I made a boo-boo. Okay, let's move you a little towards this side. This is you enjoying my adventures or my misadventures at this point. Hang on, let me check. Okay, I think it needs to be a little bit more on the actual thing, like so. Let's check the top, not centered. Voila, now it is centered. I love how so many channels make this as the most relaxing thing ever. But because I am an absolute beginner, there we go, we're just gonna put our tape down here. I feel like this is going to be partial panic, partial relaxation. So you and I, we're in this together. All right, let's go ahead, put our tiny pot right on here, and let's add our bits of water. Now, I really would love to have a jug, but my kitchen is not as equipped as some of these other people that are absolutely phenomenal. I know many of you said to watch Anne Reardon, so I'm going to eventually watch that tiny kitchen, but I'm not there yet. So I just need a little bit more confidence in doing this. And eventually my kitchen will be very complete. So there we go. I think that's good. But listen, I do have tiny spoons and they're adorable, okay? So let's add our seasoning in the water. We're just going to add a smidge of salt because the last thing we want is sour noodles. So let's add that salt in there like so. And why not? I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a smidge so that they don't stick together. 1 drop. I think 1 drop is good. Do 2 drops. There we go. 2 drops. And let's hope the heat is strong enough. So, oh, it's looking like it's almost boiling already. What? Okay, let's cover you and let's see how long it takes. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see what it's looking like. And since we are dealing with heat, we need, ooh, that is hot. That is hot. It's tiny boiling. That's cute. Okay, let's go ahead and put our pasta. So I had to look for something to put my hot top of the pan. So I'm just gonna put it on this piece of silicone mold just because I don't want anything to get wet or ruined. So here's what it looks like. It's not boiling as hot as I want it to go. And now it stopped. What? Please continue boiling. I need you to boil. Please. It's definitely hot. It's not hot enough. I'll take any advice anyone can give, but I'm going to wait for those really hot little candle things to show up soon. So I'm going to assume tiny cooking is going to be very different from real cooking. So I'm going to keep it covered for now. And we're going to take our spaghetti, introducing the newest line of pastas. It's called Nerdy Pasta, small shape, big taste. And believe it or not, it is salty approved. Did I spend a ridiculous amount of time making this box?
Yes.
Is it going to be appreciated?
Probably not.
But just know that I'm having fun with this. So we're gonna take out our tiny knife. And it actually does cut. Oh, what does this mean? Make sure that you do subscribe if you're new here and you haven't yet subscribed, and click on all notifications while you're there. Don't worry about the sharp pointy thing. This tiny sharp pointy thing is small, but still cuts. All right, so let's go ahead, open this box, and let's check out tiny spaghetti. Oh my God, look how small it is. Each little strand is so tiny, so perfect for this. Now, I don't know what portion makes for tiny spaghetti because I'm a spaghetti monster. So I'm gonna try and put this much. Let's go ahead and open our little lid. What? Did my candle go off? My candle went off. What the shrimp? Oh no. Why, tiny cooking, why you do this to me? Okay, so I turned the candle back on, but it seemed to turn back off, and I'm turning it back on. So I'm gonna leave the oven open right over here, as you can see, to hopefully keep some of that airflow so it doesn't turn off on its own. I don't know what's going on anymore. But the water stopped boiling. I don't know what to do anymore. What does it need to do to boil? Okay, we're back to boiling. Listen, let's bring you closer. You hear that? We're gonna remove the top and let's hear that again. It doesn't last very long though. I really want to know why, but we're gonna get our spaghetti in there and let's just keep moving forward. And we're gonna put this much in there. Hopefully it'll be good enough. I don't know. I really need that heat to deliver. Please, please. Are you gonna work? Please do. It's getting a little softer. No, it's not getting softer. So here we are about 15 minutes later. Tiny cooking is taking me longer than real cooking, which is not okay. So I need to know how I can prop my heat higher. And finally, we have some kind of spaghetti working here. But I have to say, it's a long and painful process at this time until I figure out how to do this right. So I'm going to let it boil or simmer for another few minutes, until it's al dente. Okay, so I think this is quite enough time. We're going to go ahead and scoop our spaghetti. It's finally getting some heat, but holy shrimp. Let me show you what it looks like right now. I've had to put a few popsicle sticks. I have to put so many different kinds of little layers, but it's still not enough heat in my opinion. So I don't know if I need to work on the design or if the initial design needs work, but we're gonna move the spaghetti manually and gingerly on the tiny plate, like so. Okay, let's get working on the spaghetti and meatballs on the tomato and meatball sauce. So for our meatball, we're going to be using this ground pork today, because why not? And we're going to add some salt. Of course, all this is to taste, but very nice like so. Some onion powder, not to be confused with onion salt. We don't want it extra salty. And since this is just onion powder, I kind of like going extra on this, because it's basically just flavor. A smidge of paprika. It's gonna give it a nice color and a nice little depth of flavor. I feel like a cooking show here. Never thought I'd be a cooking show, but welcome to my miniature kitchen. And of course, some black pepper, like so. Voila. And here's what the tiny spices look like. And now I'm just taking my tiny spoon and I'm going to go ahead and mixy to make sure that the spices are evenly distributed. So now that our meat is all mixy, I'm actually just gonna go in manually. My hands are clean. I'm gonna just take small pieces of the meat, make tiny little spheres with them, like so. And we're just gonna put them in the container like this. Now I'm not one for consistency of size, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a few different sizes and add them to the container. And voila. All right, so the next step naturally is to make our tomato sauce. So let's get our little tomato from the fridge. It is so tiny and so cute. And these ones usually end up being a little sweeter. I kind of just want to eat it. Off we close the fridge. And we have our tiny cutting board right here. And look at, it's so tiny and so cute. I can't get over how adorable this is. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to cut it lower just because I'm short. And our tiny knife really is, look at that, how easily it goes through a tomato. That's how you know a knife is good. It don't smush no tomates. Actually, you know what I should have done first? I should have peeled the tomato. I'm gonna peel the tomato. Now, normally for tomatoes that are normal size, you don't necessarily need to peel it, but because we're doing tiny things and I don't want those little strands of the actual skin to get in the way, I'm peeling it as best as I can. Now that our tomatoes are all cut up, let's go ahead and take our mini blender to make our tomato sauce. I really love this thing. We played around with it in the previous video. If you want to watch in more details, I will link it down below. I'll actually link all the other videos down below as well, but here's what it looks like. The blades go all the way down, which makes it so that there's none of that stuff at the bottom that just doesn't actually get blended. All right, so let's open you up, put you on the counter, and we're gonna slowly scoop stuff right on the inside, like so. And now it's nice and full. We're just gonna add a smidge of water. I don't know if that's enough. Let's hope that's enough. And I'm gonna plug it in with the device that came with it, right in the back. Voila, we close it off. And let's see it go. Oh my god, I think we needed more water. Yeah, I definitely think we need more water. Or tiny pulses. We're gonna keep doing tiny pulses until everything's blended. A few tiny pulses later. All right, so here is our lovely tomato sauce. Let's give it a couple more. Oh no, I should have thought about the seeds, but I didn't think about the seeds. They're definitely not getting cut in there. Oh well. So I'm letting my pan heat up. So many of you told me to just leave it there and let it get hot. So I'm letting it get hot. I'm learning that I need a lot of things. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and take our little fridge, and we have a tiny piece of garlic. Look at that. Now I like things very garlicky, but if you don't, that's okay. We'll get to the cutting board when we chop. But for now, I do like to do things a little bit more manual. So we're gonna do this, take the peel off, and now we choppy. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put some of the oil. I think that's good. Now, depending on how toasty you want your garlic, you can put your garlic first, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna cook the tomatoes down and then add the garlic. Are you hot enough? No. We're gonna wait because I need better candles. Actually, you know what? I do want my meatballs to have some color, so we're gonna start with that first. It's making noise! Come on, babies, let's go. I think that's good. Maybe one more. There. Oh my god, it's cooking. Let's bring your grains closer. You know what I love about the tiny cooking thing is you look at this and you're like, yeah, that seems legit like a normal pan of meatballs, pretty large meatballs, but look at that. And then you put your finger there and you're like, wow, that's tiny. That's some tiny stuff, right? Or is it just me? Let's go ahead and flip our little meatballs. Flip you around. There we go. Clearly the most heat is at the bottom. It's not evenly distributed. So I think that's going to be a design thing. But listen to that sizzle. That's beautiful. Ah, yes. All right, now that the meatballs are mostly cooked, we're going to go ahead, remove them in our tiny bowl over there. So let's just move y'all. And now our sauce should have a nice flavor depth. So it's almost like a broth. Look at my meatball. Oh my God. Oh, they smell so good. Oh yeah. And now while our pan is hot, let's add our tomato sauce. Let's hear that sizzle. Come on, get out. There we go. That's a nice tomato sauce. Voila. And of course, as always, we're going to season everything. So we have our salt and black pepper, like so. And I made a mess. Listen, if anyone tells you tiny cooking doesn't make a mess, it makes a tiny mess. Okay, I dropped pepper all over here. We're gonna have to take out the tiny vacuum, so stay tuned for tiny vacuum cleanup at the end. And now we go ahead and stir just to get that salt mixed up properly in our sauce. And I think I'm gonna cover it up so that it can start boiling sooner than later. I actually hear a tiny sizzle, so let's check it out and see if it's actually boiling. Are you cooking? Oh, yes! Why did you stop? You were literally just boiling! Kitty editor, can you double check that? Oh, yes! You were boiling! I want you to continue! We're gonna keep boiling this down until it's a lot thicker. So let me just take a test. Yeah, it's good. It just needs a little bit more boiling down so that it can be a little less acidic. And you get covered. Okay, let's hear that sizzle again. Look at that. Now that it's had enough time to actually boil down a bit, I'm adding the garlic. Oh my God, come on garlic. Adding garlic, give it a good stir, and then we're going to cover it again. Now, normally I don't cover my tomato sauce making, but because we don't have a choice over here, we're gonna let it cover and boil a little more. Now, I know some people like their spaghetti saucy and other people's don't like it saucy, so it depends on you. If you don't want it too saucy, don't mix it all together. But in my case, I'm going to go ahead and add it directly into the sauce. Oh my God. I need bigger pans, or I need to learn to cook tinier. And we're just gonna mix that in so that it gets fully saucy. Nobody told me that tiny cooking is really hard to— oh my God, I'm losing my spaghetti. Hang on, I'm gonna mix it closer to me. Okay, give me a second. Oh my God, you come over here. I can't lose my spaghetti. Now, if we're being totally honest, I definitely overfilled my spaghetti. So I actually had to go get a bigger bowl and mix it all in there. So I miscalculated the amount I actually put in there and I committed to it. I'm like, I'm gonna mix it. I put it in there, it touched it. It has to be mixed now. So here is our spaghetti. I think we can go ahead and plate it. I don't know how to do this aesthetically, so I'm just gonna kind of just dunk it in there like this. That kind of looks aesthetic. That doesn't look too bad. Now that I look at it, it doesn't look that aesthetic, but let's go ahead and put our little tiny meatballs. Oh gosh. There we go, we have meatball. I may have put too much. It needs to look nicer than this. You know what, I committed. We're gonna make it look like a so. Definitely need one in front, like a so. That's not too bad. Let's bring y'all closer. Put another one over here, another one over here. Come on, I got you there. That's not too bad. I need to learn how to plate things. I promise it tastes better than it looks. That's cute-ish. Let me see if I could do a better job off camera. Now, technically, when we make garlic bread, it goes in the oven, but because I'm still learning, I don't necessarily want to turn the oven on just yet. I already have the heat on the stovetop, so we're gonna go ahead and make garlic bread on the stovetop. I know some of you are gonna disown me, but that's okay. Just bear with me here. We're gonna make our mixture with a little bit of the olive oil. Let's put you in here. And of course, some salt and the rest of the chopped garlic that we did earlier. Let's get you in here. Very nice. And now we mixy. Now here's the good thing about this kind of garlic bread is you can actually douse it on both sides. So it's kind of like a French toast garlic bread and it's quicker to make. So you put your bread on this side, turn it around and let it soak a little more on that side. And then you're gonna scoop the rest. Don't get too scared of the pan here. I left a little bit of the tomato sauce just for flavor. We're gonna put it here. And I'm gonna go ahead and scoop the rest of the garlic right on top. Like so. Voila. Now we cover and give it about a minute on each side. Now, tiny cooking is taking me so long, so I don't know how many minutes on each side, but let's say a minute on each side. So it's been about 2 minutes. Let's go ahead, uncover and flip it around. Let's see how that looks. Oh, looking toast. Oh, let's hear that. She is toasting. All right, let's give it another minute. All right, let's get you out of here. It still sounds sizzly, so let's hear that. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Oh my God. And because we're going a little extra, let's add a little bit of cheese. I love that. Okay, let's pick you up and add you on our little plate. Oh no, now it went upside down. No, turn around, little one. At least the cheese stayed. Don't tell me this does not look like golden garlicky goodness. Ah yes, garlicky goodness. All right, I think it's time for us to try everything. Now, unfortunately, the fork does look a little small compared to the entire thing. I feel like either the plates need to get smaller or we need a kind of bigger fork to match, but we're gonna attempt to eat with it anyways. But I mean, just look at this aesthetic picture. It looks nice. You just need a finger to be like, look at me. Probably gonna be my thumbnail at this point. But let's go ahead and start with our tiny garlic bread and cheese. It should give us a good crunch, I think. Let's hear that. Oh yeah, garlic bread, absolutely phenomenal. Oh, that is really perfectly garlicky. And now for the spaghetti. Now I have to say, I probably shouldn't be doing that, but every time I'm licking off of these materials, despite the fact that I did wash them, I am allergic to metal, so part of me still tastes a little bit of the metal and I get electric shocks, but that's just me. I can't even drink out of metal cups because I do get allergic reactions, so every time I go to restaurants, if they serve in metal cups, I actually have to ask for plastic or glass. All right, here's a spaghetti. You know what, let's go with a meatball first. I'm gonna poke you, there it is. That's looking great. Let's go ahead and taste it. Oh no, the whole fork came out of my mouth. No. Yeah, tastes like a really good meatball, but the fork came out, so there's that. I don't know if there's a way that's not messy to eat this, because the fork is a little small, so let's go ahead and try it. Yeah, tastes exactly like when I make it when it's bigger. I have like spaghetti sauce everywhere. I'm gonna give this dish a 9 on 10. My only downside to miniature cooking at this time is that this legitimately took me 3.5 hours to cook something that I make in large size in about 25 minutes. So something's gotta change. I can't do this. Not to mention, look at my entire area around the tiny kitchen. It is an absolute mess. There are things I need to clean up, things I need to throw, but you know what that means? Time for tiny vacuum. Remember to help me with this YouTube universe. Don't forget to like and share the video so that I can make more of these. And if you want to watch previous videos, make sure you click over here. And if you want to watch something a little different, like unboxing fidget toys, make sure you click down here. Until then, I will see you grains in the next video.